Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of the Rule 34 podcast, Season 3. I am Jack, joined by
Dominic
Giovanni.
Alright, so we are back on this Thursday, finally back to hopefully a more consistent schedule. How have you guys been since the last time we talked, which was about 2 days ago? But how have you guys been?
I've been pretty okay. Things have been pretty slow. Nothing new has been going on so far as with me. I did finally buy my first ever vinyl record, but I'm still looking to buy a vinyl record player. So that's something. What else? No, nothing much else is going on with me. I didn't get to work the last couple of days because, I wasn't really called up to go to work, which, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, it should be a pretty easy week. But we'll see, because today, as the time of recording this podcast, later on, Gio and I will be going off to work at the Crypto.com arena.
Yes, sir.
That's good to hear, though, that you're doing good. How about you, Gio?
Has anything happened? Not really. I'm just waiting for Friday so I could get my paycheck, because I've gone almost 2.5 weeks without seeing the fruits of my labor, and it's kind of getting to me. I want my fat check to be in my hands already, figuratively, not actually literally. As for this morning, it was kind of it was going off to a good start. Got on with the boys to talk about, tickets and stuff for a AW event.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was the errors and stuff, so we couldn't actually get the thing. And then after that, I decided to go get some breakfast before podcast, and I chose some cereal, Cocoa Puffs. And for some reason, today, October 27th, these Cocoa Puffs are not hitting like they usually do. And I honestly think they're gonna go down in my cereal tier list, because I've never been this disappointed while eating a cereal before. But it low-key ruined my morning. But besides that, everything's good.
Yeah, so like Gio was saying, I don't know. It was very random. I guess because I think it's because I shop at Pro Wrestling Tees and shop AEW and stuff. But they sent me an email where they were like, "Oh, we know this." I think it's also basically because they know I'm in the Los Angeles area. They were like, "Hey, AEW's making its return to Los Angeles," because they came here back in May. Yeah, I think it was the end of May, early June, around that area. I wasn't able to go because I was out in Colorado for a wedding, and I didn't get back till Wednesday, late in the afternoon of Wednesday, so I wouldn't be able to go on. But so they were like, "Hey, here's a pre-sale code for today. The general sale tickets go on sale tomorrow, Friday. Here's a pre-sale code if you want to go." So I was like, "Hey." I started hitting up people I knew. I was like, I told my brother, he said he was down to go. I told you too. I told Mr. Solis. So it was going to be the 5 of us. And I don't know what happened. It was having issues with the code, saying that the code wasn't a correct code, despite them telling me it was. So I don't know. But then also I started looking at the seats, and it was they were showing tickets that were available, but they were not only super pricey because they were ringside, but then I don't know. I think maybe those were supposed to be the seats that were supposed to be available to pre-sale people, because obviously if you're giving pre-sale, it's likely to the more dedicated fans who would pay those prices. So unsuccessful today, but I'm going to check general sales tomorrow. Probably gonna wake up again same time in the morning and look and see. Hopefully that is something we can do. If not, then I'll just keep an eye out on other events that could potentially be of interest, because that's actually something I've never done. Despite being a fan for years, I've never gone to any type of live wrestling event. So we'll keep updated on that. But yeah, that was basically our morning today, was waking up and seeing what the sales were looking like. But of course, technical issues as always. But aside from that, I guess we'll just quickly transition into our topic if there's no other discussions. Because when it comes to me, I've been doing pretty well. Just mainly, doing my usual stuff. But recently, as of Tuesday, the Overwatch Halloween event dropped. And this Monday is Halloween, which we stated before that if, there's no scheduling issues, we should be doing another tier list. So you're getting 2 back-to-back tier lists. And today, with Halloween right around the corner, we decided to do a tier list on specific holidays. We have about 8 holidays here that we're going to rank from anywhere between S and F. And I think the inspiration behind this was from last year when Dom and I did a podcast episode on essentially the fall off of Halloween. And obviously last year it was COVID was still around, so look to see if it's on the come up now, but during that time, even though COVID was still very much a thing, I don't know, there was just I guess you could say there was very little enthusiasm about Halloween. There was very little events actually going on, and I don't know, it left Dom and I very confused, but we're here today to do a tier list on the different holidays. And Dom, why don't you start us off? Which holiday do you want to start us off with?
Okay, so I think we could go off on the smaller ones, or at least I would say the ones that are not as impactful in per se. I would say, I guess, what would be one? I think I would say Easter. To begin off with Easter, overall, the general, I guess, holiday of Easter is just mostly, I guess, not celebrated by the masses. Or in other words, it's just, what most people think is just, just the eggs, the egg hunts, the candies, the bunnies, or the rabbits. I'm not really sure, but I would assume it's a rabbit. And I would say it's, although, I'm assuming, elementary schools and middle schools, I don't know about high schools, but I'm pretty sure in those specific areas it is somewhat celebrated. And, specific, in households it is somewhat celebrated. But I just think that many just ignore it and they don't really care much about it, And personally for me, I think for Easter, it's just, I don't know. It's just a holiday I always ignore because I don't really find much amusement from it. And over the years, it's not been, I guess, fun per se. And I'm pretty sure even during Easter we still have school. So, that kind of sucks. So it doesn't really give much of an impact in terms of a yearly holiday for me personally. What do you guys think?
What about you, Gio? I'll go last.
Wait, what ranking did you give it, Dominic?
Oh, I thought we were going to give it last, but...
last? We just... No, never mind. If you want to do it...
Straight up.
Are we doing it now or later? Or are we just saying...
I'll just give
your rating.
I gave it an F.
Damn. What about you, Gio? What about you, Gio?
For Easter is kind of as a is it as an event? I'd say it's mid. It's literally the definition of mid. Because as a little kid, it might be exciting. Oh, you gotta go find the eggs with the candy and stuff. But as you grow up, you're just kind of forced into participating in those events. Oh yeah, your aunt is hosting an Easter thing at this park where we all have to go. And you're bro, but I want to stay home and play video games. I don't want to go hunt eggs. I'm too old for that. So you're still you're forced into it, even if you you no longer find it fun. But I don't know. It's just kind of for the kids, it's fun. For everybody else, it's just kind of a nuisance that you have to go to. Or for adults, it's just another reason to drink, even though it's supposed to happen at noon, I think. So for me, I put Easter at C. Because, I don't know, F, I don't have anything against Easter, so I have no reason to put it in F, the one holiday that I do have at F. So I'd put it at C.
Okay. My experience is a little different because I grew up in the church, and so Easter. I mean, I've had both experiences of like the obviously the egg hunting, but also the more religious celebration of it, and I guess the one thing I always associate it with is not only church, but then like there would always be like a lot of I guess you would call them banquets afterwards, and being the big guy that I am, if you're giving free food, it's like it's an easy way to win me over. So I have it at B for that reason. That's what I associate with, is just celebrating obviously in the church, and then getting to eat right after. I have it at a B. But I do find it pretty funny that Dom gave it an F, but that's pretty funny. What about the next holiday, Dom?
Let's see. What's the next one? I want to. I guess we could begin with Father's Day. An absolute slap of not slap. And I don't want to say banger because it's a good holiday. I appreciate Father's Day because it allows for us to appreciate what our fathers have done throughout the years, throughout our lifetimes. And to appreciate those who have been with us. And I feel like Father's Day in and of itself and through personal experiences has been overall wholesome, again, to recognize everything that they've done for us throughout the years, them going along the ride with us through our, hardships growing up, and it's, to me, it's nice. I love Father's Day. It's a pretty good day to celebrate, I don't think for Father's Day, I don't think schools get a whole day off for Father's Day. So everything is still, in session. I think the same applies with Mother's Day. But for Father's Day, I don't think it's as recognized as Mother's Day.
No, it definitely isn't.
Yeah.
You want to know?
It deserves more recognition.
You want to know how I know it's not as recognized?
How so?
This year, for Mother's Day, we went out to treat my mom. Every place is packed, it's like 20-30 minute waits to get seated at any restaurant. Father's Day, right at basically the lunch rush, it was my brother, my dad, and I. My brother and I went to go treat him to Red Robin's. Empty, seated right away. So it's definitely an unrecognized holiday by many, for whatever reason. I don't care how controversial it is to say this. For whatever reason, society seems to have it out for fathers and likes to villainize them the most and make it seem like they're the fault for all the issues and stuff, especially when you look at, certain people that was worded badly. When you're looking at like children or people who have like I guess deeply rooted issues within them, pertaining to the mental sometimes, pertaining to just their behavior and all that. People often associate it to the father not doing his job of raising the kid and all that, And, this isn't me trying to say that one parent deserves anything over the other. I think they deserve equal appreciation and equal fault for anything. But the funniest sort of, I guess you would say, meme that I saw was that when a child does good, the mother's like, oh yeah, that's my son. But then when they do bad, they immediately tell the father, oh, well, that's your son, So it's like, whenever something bad happens, the father's the first one to get the blame for it, And it's something my dad has often, basically said, is that the fathers don't really get the appreciation that they deserve. It's an unsung sort of a job as a father to do, especially because, again, it may be controversial to many, but like it is kind of true. How many times on Father's Day do you see like single mothers posting that like, oh, happy Father's Day to me because I'm doing the job of both parents? And it's like, no, you're still basically doing the job of a mother. You don't see single fathers posting on Mother's Day, oh, look at me doing both the job of the mom and the dad. Because in my opinion, there is no such thing as a father and mother role. there's just a parent role, you know? Sure, there may be certain things that we associate as the father's job and the mother's job nowadays, but like at the end of the day, it all boils down to it's just you being a parent, the thing you signed up to do when you decided to have a child, you know? So it's like, to me, it's like, I don't know, that was another thing that like has annoyed me for a while when it comes to Father's Day, is like the amount of people who essentially want to try again and take recognition away from the fathers and all their hard work, like how Dom was saying, you know, it's a day to show appreciation to all our fathers, you know? And obviously circumstances are always different based on family, you know, so again, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but that's just kind of the way I look at it with the holiday. It's just a lot of unrecognition, a lot of, you know, a lot of, I guess you would call it controversy behind it, in the fact of like how many people approach the holiday and how many don't do much to celebrate it, you know?
True, true.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Yeah. Just whatever you do, don't put a clip of you saying that men deserve equality on Twitter, because then you're gonna have a lot of people coming after you. Oh, what about everything else? What about the pay gap and stuff? I was like, yeah, just whatever you do, don't do that.
No, for sure. But final rankings, I gave it an A.
I gave it an A.
Yo, what about me?
Oh, you were talking, but then you made it seem like you're done. What are your thoughts on Father's Day and your ranking?
Alright, for Father's Day, it's kind of, I don't know, it's pretty much along the same lines as Dominic when what you said, so I have like nothing much else to add. But it's just, I thought, it's not like, in my opinion, it's not like an S tier holiday, but it's like, I put it as like high A. Because, I don't know, it's like a very good feels holiday for like the parents and stuff like that. I was going to make a joke saying that if you put Father's Day on S tier, that means you probably have a kid somewhere. but yeah, it's a very like feels good man holiday, and yeah, so like what you said, fathers deserve a lot more appreciation because they go through a lot, and most people don't comprehend the amount of what's like a different way of saying the curse word. The amount of like struggles and like problems that they have to like deal with, not just like for the family, but like individually, because like everyone has their own problems, but like fathers, they have to like kind of like push through it because they have like that huge responsibility of taking care of a family. Both parents have the same like responsibility, but sometimes it's harder on the father because you know how society, he's like the breadwinner and all that. But yeah, they definitely deserve more appreciation.
Mm-hmm. Not only that, I just want many people out there who have, whether it's a good relationship with their father, or you know, I can't speak on those who maybe don't have as great of a relationship with their father, but like for all the ones who have a good relationship with their father and are just kind of like basically like to kind of showcase different things, like how Gio's saying there's like so much that they do. It's like, think about any moment of like sorrow, sadness, like let's say you lost a loved one, let's say something tragic happened in your life. You know, it's like, how many times is the fathers, the men in those situations, the shoulder to cry on, and they're not allowed to display the similar emotion, you know? They take on a ton of role. And this is, again, not to take away from either role of the parent, but this is just, like, in my experience, you know, it's like the fathers of families are always the ones that have to be the shoulder to cry on. And, you know, there's countless stories that just about, like, you know, how much it's very different. Like, this one guy's story, I remember seeing, basically, what was it? I think he said, like, what was it? They lost their child, and you know, this is not trying to say it, but like it's kind of to show that people favor one side or the other. This guy lost his child, and everyone was just kind of focused on asking the mother how she was, and they would even ask the guy how the mother was, but not once did anyone ask him how he was doing. They just kind of assumed, you know, oh, he's just all fine and dandy after losing his literal child, you know.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah, so definitely gotta shout out all the fathers out there. You know, it's something that that a lot of people don't really recognize. Shout out Dom for being a father to a kid in another country somewhere out there, right, Dom?
Yeah.
Dom's been sending him check after. That's why Dom's working 2 jobs.
Yeah, that explains why he's been working so much.
He's sending the money out to his child in another country. You know, shout out Dom, long distance father. There you go.
Dude, I always knew it was cap when he said he put his money in his savings account, bro. He probably sent it to him.
Oh, man. But moving right on, might as well go to the next one so that people don't think we're favoring one over the other. Mother's Day. What are your guys' thoughts on Mother's Day and your rankings for it?
Dominic?
I think for Mother's Day, it's practically the same thing with Father's Day. We show appreciation for our moms and everything they've done for us. In my personal experience, I always treat equally Father's and Mother's Day, whether it be like take them out to eat, buy them gifts and such as that. And I feel like definitely Mother's Day is, as have you guys mentioned, way over proportionalized as compared to how Father's Day is treated among the masses of the people. And as such, I think for Mother's Day, I think it's still overall a great and wholesome way to show appreciation for your mother. Also, let's to be real. It may not always be the same in every case for every family. It's something. It's something. It is unfortunate. We have to respect and acknowledge that. But for me personally, and for just I would assume the overall masses, Mother's Day is just simply a good day just to appreciate and just acknowledge, because acknowledging and not being ignorant about what they're doing for you as you're growing up, because they're for you. They are there for you pretty much every step of the way as you were being born, and I think that is pretty great.
Yeah. I again, similar to Dom, I treat them on equal level. I do the most I can to show both my parents love, not only on those days but every day. I try my best to, because they're the ones that gave me life, they're the ones that brought me into this world, and they're the ones that for the most part have always been by my side through everything. And I always try and show equal appreciation. Some people, especially in my family, they want to try and say I'm one over the other. Like growing up, everyone tried to say I was a mama's boy, and now that I'm older, everyone tries to say I'm my father's son and all that. Even my own mother tries to think that I have some sort of allegiance to one over the other, but no, I love both of them equally, and I have them on the same ranking, A, to show that fairness. Kind of like how I think I forgot which one of you, it was either Joe or Don, when he was saying like I know it feels weird to some people, like, well, what's keeping it from an S tier? But like when you see what's in the S tier, it'll make sense. But like I have them at equal level at A, because it's just always usually a fun time to just go have dinner, treat them, get them gifts. The only thing I'll mention is that how would you put this? How would you put this without sounding like a terrible person? Mother's Day just tends to be a bit more expensive, but obviously, again, you shouldn't really complain because it's your mother, and think about how much your mother and father have done for you and how much they've probably spent on you. But I only bring it up because Mother's Day tends to be more expensive because you're essentially enticed to be more expensive, whether it's like treating them out to dinner or the gift you get mom, versus like when it comes to Father's Day. I don't know if it's just me, I don't know if you guys have this, but my dad every year for Father's Day or his birthday or Christmas, whatever, he's always like, no, don't get me anything. And then when you do get him something, they complain and try and ask you about the price, even though it's a gift. Like, that's one thing I've experienced where it's like, Mother's Day, you're enticed to spend more. Father's Day, you're supposed to not spend anything on your father for whatever reason. Because, I don't know, I don't know if that's just a me thing, but I've seen a couple other people who are like, yeah, they have fathers who like hate you spending on them, like they don't want you spending money on them. But maybe that's a stubborn Hispanic thing.
Bro, not to put like my mom on the spotlight, but whenever Mother's Day comes around and we get her like a $300, I don't know, what's the Michael Kors handbag or whatever, she always asks for the price, and then when we say the price, she has like the happiest expression on her face, dude. And I don't know, it's like it's both like funny and cute to me because she really likes her handbags. But I don't know. I was gonna say something. I guess like the overall like consensus of the podcast is basically like Mother's Day is like in our society overrated, and Father's Day is underrated when they should both be equally rated. Because I don't know, they both deserve equal recognition. And all this talk about like fathers and mothers is reminded me of that one thing that went trending on Twitter where the dude brought McDonald's only for his kid. And then everybody in the comments was like, "Goat dad." So that was funny.
I remember that, dude. All the memes that sprang out of it. Like, I don't know if you ever saw the one where it's like when I bring a PS5 home to my kid and her other kids want to play it, and it's like that it's like that TikTok sound of like that kid like crying at the top of their lungs. Oh man, yeah, that meme was hilarious. That was so funny that like it's true. He was a goat father, man. He was taking care of his kid.
Yeah, and then everybody, I don't know, like, the whole feminist gang was like, the mother has it all by herself. He should bring, meals for everybody. It's like, oh, no, he only has the one kid with her. Like, what about the other dads? Where are they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was funny. I put Mother's Day at the same as Father's Day, both A. Yeah. Both high A.
Yes. They're very close to S tier. But, all right, so that's 3. How many we have left? 1, 2, 3, 5 left. 17 minutes. Okay, we can speed run this. Let me go with 2 holidays that I think will be very quickly. Let's start off 4th of July. What do you guys think of 4th of July?
I'm gonna go first. I put 4th of July on F tier because I hate like the firework noise. Like in my neighborhood, they go like a little bit too crazy with them. Like they have like it literally sounds like I'm in Detroit. Because of all the noise, and I have 2 dogs, and I had 1 dog at the time, but next year I'm gonna have 2 dogs, and then I don't know how this dog reacts to the fireworks, but Rambo goes crazy whenever he hears like the loud ones. Like the little ones, it's fine, he's like whatever, but when he gets like those cherry bombs and they explode, he starts going feral, barking at the door. And, you can't get them to stop. Like, nothing gets them to stop. And it's so annoying. And then the noise is annoying. Everything about 4th of July is annoying. I don't care how American you are. But it's literally the dumbest holiday you guys ever created. We have to celebrate our independence. That happened 200 years ago, bro. Let it go. Move on. Or find a quiet way to, celebrate it. Like, you don't see nobody in France celebrating their independence. Nobody in Spain celebrating their 20 revolutions and independences. Literally, we're the only country that finds it necessary to throw fireworks into the air for something that happened 250 years ago. Like, come on, man. It's so annoying.
I share the same sentiment with Gio. I have it at C tier. The only thing that saves it is that, as Gio was saying, there's a quiet aspect to it, and that's when families or friends, whatever, throw a barbecue or whatever. Those are fun, but the moment it starts getting dark and they start launching those fireworks, it is absolute pain, especially if you are a pet owner. I've known people who they have pets who aren't fazed by them. Some people I know, they said their dog would just lay out on the lawn and watch them go up, and it's like, I wish that was the case when we had Dodger, but no, Dodger would get absolutely terrified. He'd try and burrow himself into whatever dark corner he could to get away from the noise, often making a mess, and it just wasn't a fun time as a pet owner for the most part,
Dude, And the thing that makes it worse, like I don't mean to cut you off, but the thing that makes it worse is those SOBs that start throwing up fireworks at noon or like at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, where all you see is a little ball of smoke. And dude, I hate 4th of July so much. No, not even that. It's like the build up to 4th of July. People start throwing up fireworks like a week, 2 weeks before 4th of July. And that should be illegal. Like, it should only be legal to throw it up on 4th of July for 20 minutes and then you're done and then it's illegal.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Or they'll do it like 2-3 days after and you're like, dude, it's over with. Wrap it up. What are your thoughts, Dom?
I personally feel it's worse when they still have the fireworks and they're still launching them even the day after. I feel like that's the worst thing just about 4th of July, when people still have overlap fireworks and they're still throwing them the night after. Knowing that, you know, me having a cat, I think my cat doesn't get scared, but like she constantly, like every time a firework like pops in the air, my cat just like does like a shake, right? And she's constantly like looking around, seeing like what's the source of the sound. But obviously she's indoors, she can't see what's out there, and thus she gets scared. What else is also? I've had personal experiences with people having illegal fireworks, and they've not always turned out so well. I remember there was one. I forgot which 4th of July, but it was when I was really young. And I remember one particular firework didn't go off the right way and exploded in front of everybody. But it was like a consistent firework per se. So it constantly kept exploding on the ground as everyone was trying to like run away from it, knowing that if since it's still moving per se, it could still launch into the crowd. So I've never had really good experiences with any 4th of July. I mean, I guess the only good thing, I guess, is that we always have, like, yeah, as Jack mentioned, a little barbecue. But once the night rolls down, it's not a peaceful night. I could tell you that for sure. What else? But yeah, for me personally, I would give 4th of July a C, not an F, only because of the barbecue. But I just hate when people still have fireworks and they're playing those fireworks before and even after the night of 4th of July. And it's not, it's so bad. It's so bad.
When I was little, well, there was two, like in the same, like 4th of July, there was 2 instances of like people being stupid. This one guy thought it was a good idea to put gunpowder inside of a plastic water bottle and then light it up on fire. It's like, oh, this thing's going to go up in the air and it's fucking explode all beautiful. And I was like, and then that thing, like, literally was like, he literally blew up the cement, the concrete, what's it called, the pavement. He literally blew up a hole in the pavement, and it literally stayed. And every time we walked by, it's like, oh, do you remember that happened? And then there's all the time where, like, these kids are, like, on the other side of the block. They put a cherry bomb upside down, so, like, it didn't go up. Like, it stayed on the pavement, and it literally, like, what's the word, like, scurried under a car, and it exploded. And I was like, that could have been dangerous. But yeah, anyways.
So what are your final ratings, guys, for 4th of July? I gave it a C. Gio gave it an F, right?
I gave it a C.
All right. And moving on to a similar holiday. Why was I going to say the first part? New Year's. What are your guys' thoughts and rankings on New Year's?
I feel like individually, New Year's is a pretty mid thing. Because it's just like, you wait till 12. Oh, it's the new year. And depending on, like, I don't know, your background and, traditions. You eat the 12 grapes. You drink a little bit of wine. And, I don't know, you hug everyone. You give everybody, like, hug and kiss. And then you just go off to bed. But, by itself, it's a pretty mid holiday. But when you bundle it up with Christmas, like the whole end of the year thing, it's pretty goated.
What rating would you give it to?
I put Christmas and New Year's as S. When they're together. Individually, I might rank them differently.
What about you, Dom? I
think for me, personally, New Year's is like sort of like a happy and also just sad moment for me personally, because it's just like, damn, we really went through a whole year, 365 days of just everything we could have gone through all the holidays. And now, it's the last minute to just enjoy what we have left of, the said year. So, it's I don't want to say melancholic, but it's just more so of like just trying to, I guess, catch a glimpse of any nostalgic factor that you might have had over the year. And not, I think what's also kind of sad is just throughout that year, there's so many events that you probably forgot of and you don't remember what happened. Because, we can't really remember every single day, every single moment of our, of each year per se. So, for that, I will only put it at B, because personally, it's been pretty fun with these New Year parties and events. But it's like, once that finishes, once it's the New Year, it's like, oh, well, here we go, another year, here we go again. And it's just, it's like always constant loop, oh, well, here we go again.
Yeah, I get you.
Here we go again until we don't go again.
Yeah. I have it at C with 4th of July just because, like Dom, I do, like, what keeps it at a C instead of an F is that, that feeling always of, oh, it's a new year, kind of a new, fresh start, whatever. That's always kind of what keeps it, like, at a higher rating, I guess you could say, for me. But again, the fireworks and all that is always going to be an issue, especially as a former pet owner. I won't get too into detail about it just because of, I don't want to make things sad all of a sudden. But yeah, the fireworks from New Year's last year, definitely, basically New Year's last year definitely soured my opinion on the holiday because of the events that occurred with my dog and what it eventually led to. But other than that, like Dom was saying, it is a good time to just reflect on a new year and all that, and a potential fresh start for many as they look to the new year. The common phrase, new year, new me, whatever. But I still have it at a C. We have 3 more holidays left in about 7 minutes. What do you guys say?
30?
I said 3.
Oh, I was like 30 more holidays. What?
No, we got 3 holidays, 7 minutes. What's the move?
Yeah, this is speed run.
Let's speed run, right. Halloween, coming up this Monday.
I have like a personal grudge against Halloween. I'm gonna make this quick instead of going on my, usual rant. I grew up poor, so I didn't have like access to like all the cool costumes. I was like Spider-Man for 5 years in a row. Dude, this one time, I was like, I'm sick of being Spider-Man. I want to be something different. Dude, and my mom, she's like, you know what? Why don't you go as like the soccer version of Spider-Man? Dude, and she made me put the costume on. With an LA Galaxy shirt on top. Oh man.
Oh my god.
And the worst thing was that was in elementary school, so we still had the Halloween parade, and I was forced to walk around dressed like that, 2 laps around the entire school. Oh.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny. What's your ranking for it?
I put it low C.
What about you?
I'll give it a B.
I gave it a B as well. It kind of loses its wow factor as you get older because you're not expected to dress up as much anymore. A lot of people actually look at you weirdly if you do dress up. But the memories as a kid, you had pretty fun walking around different costumes. One year I went as John Cena. Trying to remember other costumes, like notable costumes I had. I think I went as Pikachu one year. I think I went as a clone trooper one year.
Didn't you guys dress up in high school?
Oh, that's right. We did it.
I know. Yeah, I know Dom went as the hot dog once.
Yeah.
I don't even think that was Halloween. He just did it because he's Dominic.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
you guys dressed up as that one meme.
Yeah.
The white guy.
Yeah, I had to do it to him.
Yeah.
Dom, we should recreate that picture like years later. I give it a B though. Dom gave it a B. Final two. Let's go with Thanksgiving.
Which one?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, I put it B, like high B, because it really depends on the food. Because if the food is bad, it's just another family dinner. I'm not trying to throw shade at my mom, but it is what it is. But if the food is good, it could have like it's good moments where you just eat too much, and then you just feel like throwing up, and then you just take a fat nap on the couch.
What about you, Dom?
For Thanksgiving, through personal experience, I would give it an S tier because personally, I would say I've been fortunate to, I guess the good food per se, and I guess just overall a good family, I guess, atmosphere in terms of, I guess a way of these events, because we have like a really large like family in terms of like other families, all in one in terms of friends and all, good folk per se. But yeah, for Thanksgiving personally, S tier.
I agree with Dom. I have it at S tier. Like Father's Day, I think it's a bit underrated solely for the fact of, I think Dom, you and I talked about this on a podcast episode. A lot of people focus on the day after, spending all this money for Black Friday and whatever, going out and all that. And people kind of underrate the meaning of just being thankful for all that you have, and especially appreciating the moments in the current time rather than looking back on it and being like, oh, I miss these days. It's like, appreciate what you have while it's happening, and that's why I always love Thanksgiving, because it just brings people together. It's the one day you're legally allowed to be fat and eat however much you want. And yeah, good holiday S tier with about 2 minutes left. Let's finish off with the holidays of all holidays, Christmas. What are your guys' rankings for Christmas?
I put it S tier.
S tier.
S tier as well. And
I don't think we really have to explain why it's S tier. Everybody loves Christmas.
Yeah.
Unless you're like miserable. But whatever.
Unless you're, what was that guy? Eben Scrooge, whatever? Ebenezer Scrooge or whatever like that? I forget his name. The guy with the ghost of Christmas past, future, and present. Unless you're that guy. But even then, at the end of that story, he learns to appreciate Christmas. Or if you're the Grinch, but again, he learns to appreciate Christmas. But the one final thing I'll say about Christmas that I think you two all agree with as well is the thing that not only that makes Christmas an S to me was not getting the presents, was not, the family dinners or whatever, people coming over, exchanging gifts and whatnot. I think the part that made Christmas S tier to me, and it's very situational, is that when you look at the three of us, grew up in low-income community, basically, low-income lifestyle. The thing that made Christmas such an S tier was the fact that, I guess you could say, I don't know, me personally, it was never about the gifts I got, whatever. It was a way for me to show appreciation to my parents, that the fact that despite our situations, they still tried their hardest to make Christmas the best of the best, and they still do it year after year, where it's like, sometimes money may be tight, but yet they still somehow find a way to just, make Christmas still Christmas in terms of how a lot of people say, which is like, getting gifts for everyone, Definitely show big appreciation to the parents.
I definitely relate to that because, I don't know, like I said, I was poor growing up, so like literally what it was for me was just spending time with my cousins and having the sleepovers, waking up early to watch cartoons. It was just a lot of fun.
5 seconds left. Thank you all for joining for this episode. We'll see y'all next week.